and gentlemen, tonight we bring to you India's biggest political scandal. A Congress insider has confessed, and tonight we will reveal who is in the dock over payoffs worth 287 crore. The explosive Newshour news break coming up right after the headlines this Tuesday evening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is really the big Newshour break tonight. On the Newshour, we bring to you the new name involving a top congressman in this entire scam of 287 crore dirty cash conduit from Madhya Pradesh to New Delhi. Income tax probe leads to another Congress big gun. This expose will jolt the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi's soap opera continues for a third consecutive day. Leaders line up at his residence to convince him to stay on as president of the Congress party. Context of Pulwama martyrs is...
No, context was not asking for votes for a particular party.
In his first interview post the exhaustive elections, Chief Election Commissioner defends clean chit to Prime Minister Modi, says he did not seek votes in the name of Pulwama martyrs in Latu.
You're watching the News Hour at 9.
And ladies and gentlemen, this in my hand is a 92-page income tax report. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest unaccounted cash scandal to hit Indian politics. A stunning income tax dossier that has revealed that Congress Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath presided over a cycle of loot worth 287 crores. In part 2 of our investigation, we tell you how the dirty cash travelled from Madhya Pradesh to the national capital, the All India Congress Committee headquarters at 24 Akbar Road. So let me take you back to April 9, 2019. On your screen are visuals of a Gandhi loyalist, the man who is treasurer of the Congress party, Mr. Ahmed Patel, sitting at the residence of the Congress chief accountant, SM Moin, who was being raided by the income tax department for receiving 20 crore dirty cash through Hawala. The visuals had raised several eyebrows and created a flutter among political circles. Tonight, viewers, we will tell you what prompted Mr. Ahmed Patel to rush to the residence of a Congress worker under the income tax lens. The answer lies in this confession, and let me turn to the confession that has been given by SM Moin sitting next to Ahmed Patel in those visuals. And this shows, this is the signature and understatement section 132(4) of the Income Tax Act. Syed Mohammad Moin has given this, and this is the signature of SM Moin. And this, ladies and gentlemen, says right here, he talks about the fact in this particular case and tells you all the details. In his confessional statement, Moin confirms receiving 20 crore cash from associates of Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath. And ladies and gentlemen, that's not all. This is the smoking gun. After receiving the dirty cash worth 20 crores from Kamal Nath's aides, Moin went to Gandhi loyalist, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, the name is Ahmed Patel, Ahmed Patel's residence, and told him about the money that had been received from Madhya Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore the Income Tax Department has conclusively concluded. And let me just show you right here where he is asked the question, whom did you inform further in AICC regarding receiving this cash? And this is what Moin says, his signature right here on this page. And this is the use of unaccounted cash in Madhya Pradesh elections report of the Director General Investigations of the Income Tax Department that has made this entire report. And this is where he says, I informed the Treasurer, Mr. Ahmed Patel regarding receiving of this cash of rupees 20 crore at his residence earmarked here. He asked me that by whom and why this money was sent. I said, I don't know why they have sent this. I received, so I am telling you. Treasurer AICC Mr. Ahmed Patel's residence is at 23 Wellington Crescent, New Delhi. This is the statement. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the name of SM Moin, who is the chief accountant of the Congress party working at the 24 Akbar Road AICC office, received the 20 crore and informed Mr. Ahmed Patel. The question that we need to come to just in a bit from now: would Mr. Ahmed Patel, who's a stickler for rules, have kept this information only to himself, or would he have informed the Gandhis about it? Mr. Ahmed Patel has been the most selfless and trusted veterans of the Congress party who has stood by the Gandhis for decades now. The confession of SM Moin is not the only proof that the Income Tax Department is relying on. They also have audio transcripts of phone calls between Kamal Nath's associates and Congress's chief accountant, SM Moin. It all started on April 6th when Kamal Nath's aide, R.K. Miglani, yes, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who has covered politics in the media knows the way to reach Mr. Kamal Nath was through Mr. Miglani. He used to be his PS, taking all the calls, fixing all the interviews. And Mr. Miglani, R.K. Miglani, is the man who called up SM Moin. Listen in to this dramatized version of that conversation between R.K. Miglani and SM Moin, chief accountant of the Congress party.
मॉर्निंग सर, आप हैं ना वहाँ पर?
हाँ
जी, मैं आपको फ़ोन करता हूँ 5 मिनट में.
5 minutes later, Miglani calls up Moin again, this time to inform him that dirty cash worth 20 crore was on its way from Kamal Nath's residence at 1 Tughlaq Road to AICC headquarters at 24 Akbar Road. And this transcript right here in this section of the income tax report, transfer of 20 crore cash from residence of Shri Kamal Nath at 1 Tughlaq Road to AICC headquarters on 6/04/2019, and this is the conversation. Let's listen in. This is mention of the 20 crore in the conversation.
हमारे ऑफिस से मिस्टर विजयन आ रहे हैं.
हाँ
20 हैं, 20 करोड़.
अच्छा ठीक है, वो बावरिया का फोन आया था, आपने बोला था ना 5-6 दे देने के लिए.
5.
अच्छा 5.
ये 20 करोड़ हैं, वो दे जाएगा आपको. आ रहा है, बस निकल रहा है.
Well, that was R.K. Miglani, who then calls up Vijayan Damodaran to deliver 20 crores cash to SM Moin at 24 Akbar Road.
अब मैडम से सामान ले लीजिएगा और मोइन को दे दीजिएगा. गाड़ी ये वाली ले जाइएगा.
2-3 बार जाना पड़ेगा.
हाँ ठीक है, ये तो आप उसकी गाड़ी ले जाओ.
एक साथ ले जाना भी थोड़ा वो है ना. आई विल गो विद सुंदर ऑल्सो. साथ चले जाते हैं.
ठीक है.
मोइन से बात किया, वो है.
बैठे हैं, वेट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज 20.
आई नो.
ओके.
In the first conversation, there is a definition of that 20, which is 20 crore. In the second conversation, it becomes this is 20. 40 minutes later, R.K. Miglani dials Vijayan again to ask him whether he was delivered the cash to SM Moin. And this is the call record. This number where Rajendra Miglani calls Vijayan at 17:28:32 seconds. This call is made and this is the conversation that follows.
हाँ जी, हो गया.
हाँ, रीच ऑलरेडी. गोइंग ऑन.
काउंटिंग चलेगी ना?
आई एम हियर ओनली.
चलते हुए मोइन से बात करा दियो जब पूरा हो जाए.
नो प्रॉब्लम.
And finally, Finally came the confirmation from Vijayan, who made SM Moin speak to RK Miglani to confirm delivery of 20 crores cash. And now look at the definition of 20 that changes just to make it safer. Listen into this conversation.
हेलो, लो मोहित साहब से बात करो।
जी 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं।
20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं तो एक आधा हमारा भी स्पैन का निकाल देना।
हाँ ठीक है, मैंने बात की थी वाडल साहब से, शायद मंडे का कुछ कुछ करके निकलेंगे।
चलो थैंक यू जी।
Well, this is the conversation, this is the script, and he says 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं। 20 करोड़ here at 15:45, at 17:39 becomes 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं। Ladies and gentlemen, it's the oldest trick in the trade. And I want you to concentrate on one more part of this conversation. He says, हाँ ठीक है, मैंने बात की है, नो इनफैक्ट मिगलानी टेल्स हिम 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं तो एक आधा हमारा भी स्पैन का निकाल देना। स्पैन everybody knows is whose company? Everybody knows SPAN is the Kamal Nath family company. We don't know ये एक आधा SPAN का AICC को जा रहा था कि AICC का SPAN को जा रहा था. We don't know. But the question tonight, after this big disclosure, right here on Times Now, I'm joined by Samya Kapoor, our reporter who covers the Congress party, and of course Nikunj Garg, who's joining the broadcast. Nikunj, I want to ask you, this kind of a conversation, 20 crore and then going on to become 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं, गिनती हो गई है. अब लोगों की गिनती में तो इतना समय नहीं लगता, तो ये 20 करोड़ की गिनती थी AICC हेडक्वार्टर्स में.
Clearly, they are not supposed to speak so explicitly, but because of the speed of the transaction, the speed with which they need to conclude that transaction, they obviously have to speak up openly at some point of time, and that's where, when you are making multiple phone calls, one odd slip up happens, and you say 20 crore instead of, using the code words. And finally, when you, sort of complete the exercise in which what has happened in this case also, when the counting has concluded and the final phone call is being made, it shifts from crores to people. They are obviously trying to cover their tracks. It's not very intelligent because the entire tranche of conversation has been recorded. It's not just one bit of the conversation that the income tax has hooked onto. They are obviously listening the conversation for a fairly long period of time. And one slip up also with the evidentiary material. Remember, Navika, everyone has to keep in mind that this case is not just on the textbook, as in not on the documents, not on the phone calls, not on the WhatsApp messages. The physical evidence in the form of the recovery of unaccounted cash is there. Over 10 crore rupees were recovered by the income tax sleuths in just one raid. So where is the dispute or doubt about individuals handling unaccounted cash arise from? I just fail to understand. Repeatedly, I am listening to the panelists who are saying that this is a plan to topple the Madhya Pradesh government. How do you explain the presence of 10 crore rupees of cash in a raid? Disown that cash, say that it was never recovered. If it was not recovered, then the videography done by the income tax sleuths would also be put out in the open. So, to spin a web of lies to cover legitimate law enforcement action will obviously never, fructify to the success. So therefore, this is the entire problem that is happening here. And as I said in my conversation with Rahul also, if the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister is convinced that there is no siphoning off from these welfare schemes of the government, forget the state government, forget the central government, appoint independent third-party auditors. The provision in the schemes is inbuilt that at some point of time you can appoint independent third-party auditors. Where is the, running away from that fact? The Chief Minister is not even doing that. So clearly, इस दाल में कुछ काला नहीं है, दाल ही पूरी काली लग रही है नाविका.
Well, Nikunj put very well there. Let me go across to Samya. And Samya, it is the mention of Mr. Ahmed Patel by Mr. SM Moin. SM Moin is very, very clear about who he is naming and what he is saying about them. If you look at this particular conversation, answer to question 26, he's asked the question, who is R.K. Miglani and Mr. Vijayan. And this is what S.M. Moin says. Mr. R.K. Miglani and Vijayan are associates of Mr. Kamal Nath, Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh and PCC President of Madhya Pradesh. Very properly answered and signed right here in this particular page. And then he is asked, did you tell anybody else? Did you inform? He says, I informed Treasurer of AICC, Mr. Ahmed Patel, regarding receiving of this cash of rupees 20 crore at his residence. He asked me what, by whom and why this money was sent. I want to ask you, Samya, Mr. Ahmed Patel, everybody who's been covering the Congress party knows is very close to the Gandhis. Would he not have informed the Gandhis of this transaction, of this money coming into the AICC war chest to fight the election?
Well, Navika, I can't really comment on the contours of this whole investigation per se, but when it comes to the role of Mr. Ahmed Patel and what he is known for, is he is definitely one of the most loyal soldiers of the Congress party, and to specify, a loyal guardian of the Gandhi family per se. And in my experience of covering the Congress party so far, one thing is very clear, that the Gandhi family is very well kept in the loop about whatever is happening in the Congress party by Mr. Ahmed Patel himself. He never really keeps anything from the Gandhi family. The transparency that he maintains with the Gandhi family, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi for that matter, has earned him that proximity to the Gandhi family and that loyalty as well. So he is seasoned, trusted aide of Sonia Gandhi, political advisor. Thus, when Moin Khan is naming Ahmed Patel categorically, it's difficult to believe that Gandhis would not have been kept in the loop or would not have known about it at all.
Well, that's the flowchart that we put on the screen, and that flowchart actually tells you from Kamal Nath, the money goes to Miglani and S.M. Moin through Vijayan, and then S.M. Moin informs Ahmed Patel, who we are assuming would definitely have informed the Gandhis that this money has come in. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire case of the Income Tax Department. And this is what the Income Tax Department has concluded. The above evidence conclusively establishes 20 crore unaccounted cash was given by Kamal Nath from his residence at 1 Tughlaq Road to AICC on the 6th of April. Shri R.K. Miglani and Shri Vijayan Damodaran, S.M. Moin and Shri Ahmed Patel were also party to the said transaction. Party to the said transaction is the important word that has been used by the Income Tax Department. And ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the Congress 287 crore cash file, that is the question, and the question is, did close aid of the Gandhis know about this cash, and did the Gandhis not know about it? Can it be possible? That's the question, and that's the big debate that's coming up on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight, Amit Malviya, spokesperson of the BJP, Madhu Kishwar, editor of Manushi, Ashutosh, political analyst, Dr. Suman Sriraman, political analyst, Abdul Razak Khan, political analyst, and Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst. And for our segment, the standpoint Tehseen Poonawala takes on Amit Malviya. And Tehseen Poonawala, I want to ask you two questions. One question, the Income Tax Department says all of this is in the knowledge of not just Mr. Kamal Nath, but his aides, as well as Mr. Ahmed Patel, and that necessarily means the Gandhis would have known. So are the Gandhis involved in the dirty cash trail in this election season, Mr. Tehseen Poonawala?
Ma'am, Nikunj very elaborately spoke about 10 crores cash being recovered. I have the Times Now report out here. Rupees 8 crore cash seized in Hyderabad by Special Task Force. Cash belongs to State BJP Chief. Not me, Times Now, ma'am. Absolutely authentic. Why has the Income Tax Department not investigated this? Amit Shah sir on his interview to you, ma'am, said, no, this 8 crores of course is recovered. This was official money. Amit Shah sir never disowned this money. If he didn't disown this money, why is Nikunj giving advice to Congress disown this money? This is official money. It's come to electoral bonds. We'll come to know. So then you come to this shred of a scam of an evidence. Scam of an evidence, even I can show you. Economic Times says 1.8 crore, sister concern, recovered from the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh's convoy. Once the money is recovered, income tax did nothing further. Why does income tax only act on Congress? Is it because this money on this piece of paper says that it was delivered by some RM? Is some RM in charge of Northeast in BJP? No, this paper has no value. What value does income tax this paper have? There are some confessions. Is confession before income tax admissible in a court of law? No, it's not admissible. Income tax can print everything, make any phone documents. The question is, how is income tax? Oh, they have experience in snooping on chief ministers' phones. And our chief ministers, Meghnani, you know him, ma'am, so dumb that he will make phone calls. Can't he speak on WhatsApp? Can't he speak on Telegraph? This is just another facade. For the last 5 years, we've heard income tax has found this, income tax has found that. Income tax finds nothing. It closes nothing. It's got success nothing. It is just acting as an ally of Narendra Modi government in time.
Well, Tehseen Poonawalla, that's a laboured defence. The only thing is that you haven't answered any of the questions that I asked you. You've only pointed fingers at the BJP. So let me get Mr. Amit Malviya to respond to you. Mr. Amit Malviya, conversations are fake, income tax statements are fake, money that has been recovered is fake. Basically, everything against the Congress party is fake. Maybe even the votes they got were fake. Mr. Amit Malviya?
Well, the way it looks is that the entire Congress party and its existence is looking fake at the moment. But Navika, this is a very serious issue. The fact that the money was siphoned off from several welfare programs meant for the poor and the needy in the state of Madhya Pradesh, that needs to be inquired, and the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh has to answer that. Secondly, when at a time we are trying to bring in probity in public life, we have introduced things like electoral bonds, we've reduced the amount of cash limit that the parties can accept to 2,000 rupees from 20,000 rupees earlier. We're trying to go the digital way. We're trying to ensure that political parties work on money that is legitimate, that is kosher. Here you have a situation where 20 crore rupees is being transferred from the residence of the Chief Minister of the very few states that the Congress today is in power to the chief accountant of the Congress party, Ahmed Patel, who's known to be the Gandhi loyalist. In fact, there's nothing I doubt that he knows and the Gandhis don't know was involved in this transaction. There are transcripts, there are money trail, the money has been confiscated. The Congress, if it was so sure that this has been raised through electoral bonds or any legitimate means, they would have given the documents, they would have given the proof for it. But none of that has come through. You know, it was not without reason that Kamal Nath was called Bhrasht Nath. And the reality is that 6 months into office, he has wrecked the state. The farmers are bleeding. The exchequer is being emptied. The money is being used for electoral purposes when it should have been used to help the poor and the needy. Now, all of this needs a thorough investigation. The Congress party is well within its right to take a legal recourse if it thinks that is the way it needs to go down. But the evidence that you put forward, the documents which are there, make it very clear. And to top it all, you have Kamal Nath's reputation and that of Ahmed Patel.
One quick rebut.
Well,
a quick rebut.
Your time is up. I'm opening up the debate.
Just one quick rebut. I agree with every point you say. Just answer one question. Times Now out here says West Bengal cash of rupees 1 crore seized in Asansol. 2 people arrested. These are aides of West Bengal chief or BJP chief in West Bengal. Now, your cash is kosher. Somebody else's cash is illegal. How is this? Why does income tax not investigate these people? Why is your cash acceptable because it's come through bonds and Congress cash not come through bonds? How do you know this? This is for the income tax, but income tax is not investigating these people. Why is this difference? You please answer that question.
Why don't you answer? Why is there a money trail to Kamal Nath? Why is there a money trail to Ahmed Patel? Why is there a money trail to Digvijay Singh? Why is there a money trail to even Randeep Singh Surjewala?
But there is a money trail to the BJP chief in West Bengal.
इसका जवाब दीजिए
तो उनका क्यों इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो रहा है? मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, भ्रष्ट है। मैं कह रहा हूँ, भ्रष्ट है, खराब है।
if you think you have any documents on any
Navika,
of those things,
I
we'll
do-
have a separate debate on that.
Cash recovery हुआ है।
I want you एक इसका बता दीजिए, and let me just show you this. This is the estimation of the income tax department that a total cash collection was 287 crore, total expenses were 130 crores and cash in hand 156 crore. ये किसका पैसा है? Money coming in.
चीफ मिनिस्टर का पैसा है।
ये money.
चीफ मिनिस्टर के पास पैसे कहाँ से
You know,
है? उसके कॉन्वॉय में। Why is he not being investigated?
That is the point. I want to ask Madhu Kishwar, you know, can the Congress get away by just pointing fingers at some money that's been recovered from a BJP leader or a chief minister or anybody? There's no answer that's coming on the Kamal Nath cash files.
Exactly, Navika. This whataboutery won't do. Let them pursue those cases with as much vigor as they're capable of. And none of us will defend any wrongdoing, be it from BJP or any other party. Now, coming back to this particular scam, what I'd like to say is this. Given the reputation of Kamal Nath, I mean, remember, he finds glorious mention in WikiLeaks way back in the 1970s, and big scams from then on. Now, the point is, the man has been involved in multiple scams, even as environment minister. His hands have always been found in the cookie jar. He's been caught, but he gets away with it. He was also presiding over the burning to death of Sikhs outside Rakabganj Gurdwara. Let's not forget those crimes. Active involvement in the massacre of the Sikhs. Thirdly, if it was Kamal Nath's own money, own money, and it was just black, one second. What I'm saying is, had it been his own money, even if ill-gotten wealth, I would still have not been as outraged as over the fact that this is money stolen, allegedly stolen, from government coffers meant for the poorest of the poor, welfare schemes for the poor. It's that which really nauseates, which disgusts. Otherwise, 283 crores is loose change and chiller for the likes of Kamal Nath. Given how much loot these people have indulged in, we all know that the Gandhi family has used all its chief ministers over decades as ATMs. This one is not the only one.
This is
who's
defamatory.
been used
You will have to prove it in a court of law.
To steal public
This
coffers.
is defamatory. You will have to prove it in a court of law. Kindly produce evidence or withdraw your statement.
All right.
Kindly produce evidence that Mrs. Gandhi has used the chief ministers and evidence or withdraw your statement.
Okay.
This is absolutely defamatory. You are saying this on a national television.
It's a fact that all chief ministers have been used as ATMs. They've been made to bleed their state.
Can you give evidence of the following?
And that is why social welfare programs run by the Congress
Or
party
you're just going to
have
come here
always
and make up WhatsApp stories?
Failed miserably.
Kindly give evidence.
No.
Please,
are you saying this is a WhatsApp story, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla? Are you saying that all these statements that are made under oath, under statement under section 132(4) of the Income Tax Act, all of these are WhatsApp stories? How dare you, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla?
But I'm saying the economic time story of chief minister's convoy money being recovered.
Why don't you respond to this?
Because the income tax is only investigating one people. They don't want to investigate. Why? Should they not investigate?
Dr. Suman Siraman, I want to ask you. Tehseen Poonawalla's only case is, why are they investigating the BJP and not the Congress? The Congress and not the BJP. Well, point taken, but that's a political point. What is the defense in terms of the evidence that has been put out by the Income Tax Department? And these are statements under oath, and those are conversations, transcripts of conversations, which we just played out for you.
Navika, over the last 5 years, we have seen so many cases on Times Now and various other channels where apparently there is a huge amount of incriminating evidence. Subsequently, nothing has happened to most of those cases. You remember the slew of stories you did about the Aam Aadmi Party MLAs And we used to, say that where is the evidence, and you said that this government will fall and these MLAs are corrupt and this and that. So far, nothing has happened. So you have to take all of these with a pinch of salt. Obviously, with the elections having been so convincingly won, the next assignment possibly is to destabilize governments in Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. And this could be a story which is fitting in with that narrative very well, where, bulk of what you're saying is relevant to information that is at least a month old or over a month old.
So you want, I want to ask you, Dr. Sumansi Raman, number one, just because there are elections, should reporters then stop finding out and investigating cases and following up stories? Question number one, Dr. Sumansi Raman. No, Dr. Sumansi Raman, you have to listen to me. You have to listen to me, because I have a few fair and square questions to you. I want to ask you, if the raids are conducted in the end of March, should the media not follow it? Should Times Now not follow it in April and May? And we are in May right now. Number one. Number two, do you think that investigations are done on day one, and therefore anything that is a month old should not be referred to? These are detailed investigations that have come out only now. When did you last hear the transcripts of these conversations of the aides?
No, sir. No.
When did you hear them, sir?
This 10 crore seizure did not happen yesterday. 10 crore seizure has happened quite some time back. You should follow up. I really appreciate the fact that you're following up, but you should also ask the question as to what action has been taken after, after these raids have been carried out, and whether the purpose is just to put it out in the media for political mileage. After all, there is no harm in prosecuting. If there is a case, whoever is guilty, if he is from the Congress or whichever party, he has to be prosecuted. Where is the
Mr. Amit Madhya, the charge is against you that you only do raids during elections for your political ends, and there is no sustained investigation or cases that are built up, and therefore election season is over. This will also go into the cold storage.
Navika, I just want to make two quick points. First, I heard Tehseen, who's a Congress sympathizer, continue saying that ex-BJP leader was found with cash and Y BJP leader was found with cash. The problem is not being found in possession of cash. The problem here is that when you were asked, where did you get this money from, you were not able to answer. In case of BJP leaders, we gave them the supposed bank account from where it had been withdrawn, or the self-check that was used, and so on and so forth. And the matter was settled. Whereas the Congress and their leaders are not able to tell where the money has come from. That is exactly what an unaccounted cash means. The second point is that if the IT raids and everything else was happening when it was convenient and were not followed to logical conclusion, I don't know how Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi would today be out on bail in the National Herald case. If there was no closure, why would they be served a tax notice of approximately 500-600 crores if it was not being followed? The fact is the matters are followed. That is a different issue, that maybe media does not follow it through, or these so-called political analysts or who masquerade as political analysts soon lose interest in it because it indicts their masters. That is the only difference.
Ashutosh, I want you to come in here. Questioning the media, shooting the messenger is the favorite pastime of political parties.
Over 2 years ago.
1 minute, okay. Dr. Sumansi Raman, let me get in Ashutosh ji, he hasn't spoken.
Carried out a raid in Tamil Nadu where they seized a document alleging 89 crore of cash being distributed during the elections. This document was seized, it was put out in the public domain as well, it was leaked apparently, and an election was stopped on the basis of this. Till today, there has been no follow-up action. Please ask Mr. Malviya what follow-up action has happened there.
All right, point made. Mr. Ashutosh, I want to ask you,
I'm not the income tax spokesperson. You can go and inquire with the income tax and file an RTI there.
Sir, this was against your allies. The allegation was your ally, the AIADMK ministers allegedly distributed this amount. That was the basis on which the Election Commission of India actually put off the election in RK Nagar. It's over 2 years now. Nothing has been heard about that matter. Was that document genuine? Was it a fake? If the document was fake, on that basis, should an election have been cancelled? Lots of questions. There have been multiple cases like this. I'm just quoting a very
I'd like to answer your question on where this cash came from. Kamal Nath ji has answered it in another interview. He said when given an opportunity by income tax, he will show that this cash is raised legally. He said that, and he said it's raised legally, just like the BJP raised it.
I'll bust that theory, and I'll show you some documents here, and this is SM Moin's confession. This is question number 25 that SM Moin is asked, and he's asked this question. Have you received any cash from state units for which details have not been provided to you? Yes, I have received 20 crore on behalf of AICC for which no account details were received till the evening of 7th April 2019. We received this cash of 20 crore through RK Miglani and Mr. Vijayan.
Correct.
No details provided. Ashutosh, I want to get you in. Ashutosh, this unaccounted cash in AICC headquarters and those conversations talking about the 20 crores that was going, and उसमें ये भी बात कही है कि एक आधा span के लिए निकलवा देना. Ashutosh, you know, you've been a journalist, I've been a journalist, we all know what span stands for, and we know, you know, this RK Miglani and Kamal Nath and how money, you know, there used to be stories earlier on, but now this is on paper, this is with proof and evidence.
Yeah, Navika, I think it seems that this is not a new story, but it's an old story, because during the election this case has come up and you have broken the story. I have just two very genuine questions. One question is that since this story appeared in the last month of April, what the income tax department has done? The point number one, to prove conclusively and to take the matter to the logical conclusion, there are three elements, there are three personalities involved in this story, if as suggested by income tax. One is Kamal Nath, second is Mr. Ahmed Patel, and third is Nehru Gandhi family. I just want to know whether income tax department has ever tried to ask, question, interrogate Kamal Nath or Ahmed Patel or Sonia Gandhi and the Rahul Gandhi or whosoever is involved. As my information goes, income tax department has done none. So unless these people are put face to face, questions are asked, it's difficult to say as per the records by the income tax department that really the money has gone. Yes, definitely there is a money trail, and the money trail will lead to logical conclusion if the people who is benefited by the money, the people who has got the money, they corroborate whatever has been said by the income tax department.
आशुतोष जी जो कह रहे हैं, isn't this a typical case of चित भी मेरी पट भी मेरी? अगर raid karo, political vendetta. If you summon them for questioning during elections, vendetta. You know, is this the explanation that all the defenders of the Congress party today are putting out just to protect the Congress party?
Navika, can't you see poor Ashutosh is tying himself in knots because he doesn't have conviction behind his arguments. He is actually defending them out of habit. It's like a knee-jerk response. But there's neither conviction nor logic. So he's tying himself in knots.
Navika, I do not like the way Madhukeshwar is speaking. I object the way Madhukeshwar is speaking. I take a great offense. Madhukeshwar has no business to talk about me. Madhukeshwar has no business to talk about me, and I take great offense. She should not be allowed to pass a comment on me.
I didn't make any personal attack.
Madhukeshwar has no business to talk about me. I take an offense. Navika, I take an offense.
Mr. Ashutosh, she's talking about the logic of your comment. It's not personal. It's not personal. She's just talking about the logic of your argument.
Madhukeshwar is a stooge of Modi government, and she is in habit to defend BJP come what may.
I went dizzy listening. Oh my God!
Don't get dizzy. Madhukeshwar, you talk about yourself. Don't talk about me. Madhukeshwar, please do not talk about me. I will not take it lying down. Madhukeshwar, do not talk about me. Do not talk about me. Talk about yourself. The whole world knows how you have become a stooge of the Modi government. The whole world knows how you have become a stooge of the Modi government overnight.
Oh my God!
You are the people who changed the color according to the establishment. I know this. So please don't pass the judgment on me.
Crazy like this.
Madhukeshwar, don't pass judgment on me.
who
I
get
request you
any
not to pass a
benefits.
judgment on me,
Get-
Navika.
I mean, what are you
I
talking?
request you, she should not be
I
allowed,
should have no
she should
opinion
not be
that is
permitted to
different
pass a
from
judgment
yours.
on me.
I just said
I don't need any
No,
certificate
no,
from
no,
people
Mr.
like Gandhi
Ashutosh,
who
I
turns-
agree,
who
I
turns
agree,
according
nobody
to
should
the
pass a
standards.
judgment on any other individual, I agree. Neither should you call her a stooge, nor should she call you anything. I want to bring back the debate on the issue of the day. And the issue of the day is, if Mr. Kamal Nath was sending money, if Mr. Ahmed Patel knew about the money coming, could the Gandhis not have known about this money? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the moot question. And before I go to Abdul Razak Khan to ask him that question, I want to play out the conversations. I want you to hear each word very carefully. This is the conversation of how the money was arranged from Mr. Kamal Nath's residence at 1 Tughlaq Road, sent to AICC through a car, and even the car, even Vijayan, who was the aide of Mr. Kamal Nath who carried it, said, "Itna sara ek saath le jana theek hoga." Listen into conversation.
हमारे ऑफिस से मिस्टर विजयन आ रहे हैं।
हाँ
20 हैं, 20 करोड़।
अच्छा ठीक है, वो बावरिया का फोन आया था, आपने बोला था ना 5-6 दे देने के लिए।
5।
अच्छा 5।
ये 20 करोड़ हैं, वो दे जाएगा आपको। आ रहा है, बस निकल रहा है। अब मैडम से सामान ले लीजिएगा और मोइन को दे दीजिएगा। गाड़ी ये वाली ले जाइएगा।
2-3 बार जाना पड़ेगा।
हाँ ठीक है, ये तो आप उसकी गाड़ी ले जाओ।
एक साथ ले जाना भी थोड़ा वो है ना। आई विल गो विद सुंदर ऑल्सो। साथ चले जाते हैं।
ठीक है।
मोइन से बात किया? वो है,
बैठे हैं, वेट कर रहे हैं। दिस इज 20।
आई नो।
ओके।
हेलो, लो मोइन साहब से बात करो।
जी 20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं।
20 लोग पहुंच गए हैं, तो एक आधा हमारा भी स्पैन का निकाल देना।
हाँ ठीक है, मैंने बात की थी वाडल साहब से, शायद मंडे का कुछ करके निकलेंगे।
चलो, थैंक यू जी।
Well, that's the dramatization. And Abdul Razak Khan, can Kamal Nath send Ahmed Patel no and the Gandhis
Navika,
not
can
no?
I ask
That's
a
the only question. राहुल गांधी जो आज नाटक कर रहे हैं रेजिग्नेशन का, क्या उन्हें जवाब नहीं देना चाहिए? अब्दुल रजाक खान,
is it a dramatic version? Is it a dramatic
Navika,
version?
first of all, we should understand that there is a big
Mr.
conspiracy
Ashutosh, at the beginning of the conversation, I told you it is a dramatized version because these are the transcripts. These are the transcripts in the copy of the report of the income tax, which
Point
we
taken.
had dramatized. If you want, you can come and have a look. I wish you were in the studio. I would have shown you this income tax report. And if Balraj can show for ready reference transcript of aforesaid conversation given below, we just dramatize the transcript so that it's easier for viewers to understand. The transcripts are right here, not one word or one inflection deviation. Having said that, going back to Abdul Razak Khan.
Navika, first of all, we should understand that there is a big conspiracy by the BJP to demoralize Congress workers. You know, by posting these allegations, the BJP thinks that this pressure will, you know, make some of the Congress workers to switch sides because of the hunger of power. BJP is trying tooth and nail to unseat the elected governments in many other states of the country. Firstly. Secondly, I would like to ask you if there are any findings. We do know that there were raids across 50 places of Kamal Nath and his aides on 7th of April this year. So why are the findings being discussed in media houses rather than going to the court? I have many other questions like what happened to the FAM, AP, big Italian lady, I mean all these kind of things that were found with Christian Michel. That issues died down its own death. This is only to create a perception. Let us bring in what Shivraj Singh Chauhan has done in his 15-year tenure. There were so many scams. On 11th of January, Madhya Pradesh Assembly tabled this, the CAG report. 8,000 crore rupees of funds were misused by them. Everything is out there. Why is the IT not taking action on these people?
Mr. Amit Pandya, two allegations. One, deliberately being done to try and topple the governments and demoralize the Congress. The BJP is demoralizing the Congress. It's not Rahul Gandhi who's demoralizing the Congress. It's the BJP demoralizing the Congress. And allegation number 2, why not talk about the earlier Madhya Pradesh government's various scams? Why only talk about Kamal Nath?
How many scams do you want me to list out? 0% loan scheme.
First of all, I don't think
Mukesh Mathur was arrested. He was the bank chairman.
We don't need to do anything to demoralize the Congress party because their leadership is doing enough. And secondly, if their cadres find out that their leaders are still dealing with unaccounted wealth and they have so much of it, they probably feel enthused rather than demoralized, because that's really the Congress culture. They love money, they love corruption, and when they see their leaders doing it, obviously they'll feel good about it. Now coming to the more substantive part of the debate.
Huge impact of our story. Breaking news coming in right in the middle of news hour. I just got an SMS. I've just got a message from a top Congress leader. This is Congress 287 crore cash trail, and this is the breaking news coming in. This message from a top Congress insider who has said that the AICC has sought an explanation from Kamal Nath. A letter has gone in from AICC headquarters to Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, and who's also the PCC chief. Message going across to him for an explanation of this 20 crore. My insider also tells me that these 20 crores have been set aside, not used by the Congress party in the elections. In the next 2 or 3 days, if they don't hear from Mr. Kamal Nath, another reminder for an explanation is going to go out for a response from Mr. Kamal Nath. Pressure mounting on Kamal Nath to come clean on this entire matter. And what this also means, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Congress party has left Kamal Nath out to dry. Tehseen Poonawalla, an explanation being sought from Kamal Nath.
That's fantastic. This proves 2 points. It disproves Mr. Malviya, who said that the Gandhis were involved because they clearly did not know, so he asked for an explanation. And it proves Mr. Kamal Nath's point that this was officially raised money, and he will give an explanation to the Congress that everyone was asking for, and to the income tax, as Ashutosh ji said, that they'll ask him for an explanation where he's raised the money from, how he's raised it comes. It proves that the Congress is not involved.
Amit Malviya, the fact is this question was asked to Mr. Kamal Nath several weeks ago.
Absolutely.
No response has come in so far. If Mr. Kamal Nath had knowledge and information about this unaccounted cash, wouldn't he have explained his position to the Congress party?
Well, he should have done that long time back, and I think this message, whoever has sent it to you, is basically an attempt to cover tracks. But the fact is that it doesn't bode very well for Kamal Nath, as you said, and secondly, it also means that the Congress wants to at any cost protect the family. In this case, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, because it clearly will eventually devolve on them, because Ahmed Patel is somebody who's on record. Moin, the chief accountant, has given statements. So there is just so much of evidence and so much of document and so much of paper trail that if they have to sacrifice somebody, it may well be Kamal Nath.
Mr. Malviya, just one quick point. If you had this phone conversation and income tax was listening, hello, I'm sending 20 crores here, I'm picking up 20 crores. Why didn't they stop the car in the middle of the road and recover it? Why later on find only 10 crores and make this whole drama? You could have stopped and caught with evidence. We heard the conversation, we recovered it. This itself shows that this is a fake story. Please prove it.
I don't think you understand how these things are done. These phones are put on taping. If there is evidence or if there is an iota of doubt that some sort of a transaction may happen, they are then checked later. It's not live monitoring.
If it's checked later, can they show us the permission from the Home Secretary that it was done? A Chief Minister's phones were being tapped?
Well, then you don't know elementary law, because Income Tax Department has the authority to look at some of these issues.
Sitting Chief Minister. Sitting Chief Minister.
Put your RTI question. Ask the question.
Can be looked at by tax.
Questions that arise are: has the Congress put out Kamal Nath to dry? And questions that come out for the Gandhis is: can the Gandhi loyalist Ahmed Patel deny that he knew about the dirty cash allegedly sent by Kamal Nath's associate from Madhya Pradesh? Did Ahmed Patel inform the Gandhis after being informed about the dirty cash worth 20 crores received by his aide SM Moin? If Ahmed Patel knew about a 287 crore dirty cash trail originating from Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister's office, can the Gandhis feign ignorance? Can Gandhis deny that their closest aide Ahmed Patel rushed to the residence of SM Moin, who had received these 20 crores? And ladies and gentlemen, the biggest question, why has Mr. Kamal Nath not been able to explain where these 20 crores came in from, even if the AICC asked him this question? And why is the entire Congress party now saying the 20 crore hasn't been used? Can cash actually be distinguished by what was used and what wasn't? Ladies and gentlemen, that's the question tonight. Thank you very much to my panelists. Signing off, but this is the story we'll continue to follow here on the News Hour. Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan coming up next. Don't go away.